stacking bins on a rack from Taobao. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Clueless Dad. Today we're going to assemble a plastic bin toy storage shelving unit. It's kind of a wooden rack with plastic bins bought off of Taobao. It goes for 129 renminbi, which is like 19 US dollars, not including shipping. I'm here in Hong Kong, so shipping wasn't that bad. Anyway, my wife wanted to get something, so this is what she found and I bought it and I'm going to put it together now. So let's take a look and I'll keep talking while I'm assembling. So ready, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so while I'm assembling all that, let me just give a little context on why we bought this. There is an equivalent, roughly equivalent, but much nicer IKEA shelf for kids stuff, but it's like 3 times the price. We needed something temporary. We're always going to need more space, so I figured actually I probably will buy the IKEA one sooner or later, but for now just let's get something cheap off of Taobao. And I'm not expecting too much, but at the end of the day, if it falls apart, at least I have the bins. Anyway, so let's see how it turns out. Okay, so what do we got in the box? Basically we have 12 of these small plastic bins, and then double-sized ones, there's 4 of them, and we have some cross poles. I thought from the picture that these would be wood, but they're actually metal, cheap metal. Okay, and here we have the end frames, whatever you want to call them. These are pre-assembled. The wood is entirely suspect. Like, it's nicely sanded and stuff. It seems to be put together correctly and evenly, but the wood is just, first of all, there's like some chunks missing out of here. The pre-drilled holes are kind of, yeah, you can tell the reason why it looks like that is because this wood is so soft. It's definitely not hardwood. It's if the pine that they use on the cheap IKEA stuff is the cheapest pine you can get, this is 5 levels cheaper on the wood scale. It's the lightest wood. I mean, it seems to be reasonably strong, but it's definitely like light and very low density. If balsa wood is still considered wood, this is only like 1 level up from that. Yeah, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. It's there, it works, I guess. We'll see how it works. But don't expect to support a lot of weight on here. Let's see how this holds up. And here's the hardware it comes with. It's very IKEA-esque. It's basically like the hex head bolts, and there's an Allen wrench in there. And it's pretty simple. There actually are 0 instructions in here, but pretty much the only place this can screw into is these guys. So I think we should be okay. Okay, so let's keep going. Ta-da! Ta-da! Okay, and here you can see it in all of its glory. Not too bad if you cheat. So yes, I did use my electric screwdriver. So in this case, I didn't want to because I'm afraid that this wood is so cheap and these poles are so cheap and these bolts are so cheap that we get cross-threaded or crack or something. But when I did the first 2 by hand and I realized like you actually have to screw these machine screws through the poorly drilled holes in the very cheap and flimsy wood to get them to be able to screw into here, I was like, okay, there's actually a lot of work because these are relatively long threads because that's a good, whatever, 2 centimeters in there. So, and the fact that there's 16, so okay, let's just, cheat, quote unquote cheat. If you just gun this thing every time and get it all the way in, you're definitely going to screw something up. So I did baby it. I did set it at the lowest torque setting, so just be careful. but I would say that like fit and finish wise, these things are pretty rough. So for example, all these plastic bins, I don't think it's the best plastic. There's a lot of kind of like flash and junk sort of still on them. They weren't really cleaned well. They're not kind of finished.
I'm not svelte. I don't look comfortable on camera.
I don't know. This one had like somebody stomped on it, maybe in the shipping. It's got kind of like a already stressed out point, so that's probably going to break first if anything breaks. There's sawdust actually still on all that wood. Like I mentioned, it's nice and smooth because it's all been sanded, but I got like sawdust marks on my t-shirt. So anyway, just keep that in mind. Safety wise, I think it probably should be okay. But definitely wipe everything down before your kids start licking stuff that's been in there, because who knows what kind of benzene was used in there. So anyway, I'm going to go get a rag and wipe these things down and then wash my hands really good. So that's it for the 104 centimeter generic no-name Taobao thing. It's actually, I checked, it's only 103 centimeters wide. It is 81 centimeters tall. And there are this many bins, however many that is. So I'm sure you can probably find the exact same thing from like 50 different sellers on Taobao. So good luck with that. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below, and see you guys next time here on the Clueless Dad. Having the stroller with me all the time up in the overhead bin. As soon as we get off the plane, pull it out, unfold it, and walk off. Literally that could save you 15-20 minutes right there.